Hey everybody, and welcome to our Physics 1105 lab course. You may or may not be also in the lecture course, which is taught by a different professor. But I'm Katrin Schenk, and I am your lab professor. I'm a professor of physics here at Randolph College. So we run this lab through our Moodle page, and the way you get to Moodle is with going to moodle.randolphcollege.edu, and this course would show up once you sign in. Now, when you sign in, you're going to sign in with the beginning part of your email, your Randolph College email. So like for me, my email is kshank@randolphcollege.edu, so I log in with kshank and then my password. Now, if you can't get in, to the Moodle course, you need to call our IT department at 434-947-8000 and ask for the IT help desk. Okay. Anyway, once you get in, you'll see a video. This video here is from last year, but I will be uploading the video you're watching now, right here. Anyway, there's all kinds of information here. There's syllabus, there's our Zoom video conferencing link that you'll use for any office hours if you want to come to office hours. This class is asynchronous, which means you do not have to come to class at a particular time. We do have deadlines, however, for your work to be finished. Now, this class has a lab kit that you'll be getting in the first week or so of class. Make sure that you look at that lab kit and figure out if you're missing anything. And here is the list of stuff. If you're only taking 1105, then this is your list. If you are signed up for both 1105 and 1106 next term, then you'll get a lab kit with both of the things on it, with both of the labs stuff on it. Okay, in it, I mean. Our office hours are 2 to 3 on Tuesdays and 2 to 3 on Fridays. You can also text me. Here's my cell phone, email, etc. If you text too late, I'm not going to get back to you that night, but I will get back to you soon. Here is our general schedule. This I recommend printing out so you can like reference it all the time. And basically it shows you that we start class on the 16th of January. There are some quizzes to help you get started in the class. These are Moodle quizzes, and these are the dates they're due. There's pre-labs for every lab. And then I want you to know that when you see things in red or black, those are things that are due. When you see things in green, it's just a suggested date to actually do the work. So you might, it's a good idea to say do lab 1 on this date. And that's because lab 1's stuff is going to be due soon. And lab 2 pre-lab starts right after that. So it's a good idea to get done with lab 1 on that date. You can do it at any time before the deadline, obviously, but those are just suggestions. Please note that our class ends on March 4th, and then our last lab is due on that day. Okay, so let's look at the structure of one of the labs. So this actually is not hidden from students. I don't know why it says hidden from students. I can fix that. Okay, here we go. So this tells you that the type of report is an oral report, which you will schedule with me so that we can talk face-to-face on Zoom about this lab. It does not require the lab kit, okay? And it just gives you kind of a rundown of all the stuff that's due and when it's due. Okay, there's a manual for every lab. This lab has a couple of extra stuff like introduction to class, an Excel quiz, a lecture about statistics and etc. for the pre-lab, a significant figures quiz. Like you won't have this many things due for every lab. And then you're going to schedule your oral lab report here. Okay, let's look at lab 2. Again, should not be hidden for students. Okay, so again, it tells you what kind of lab. We have informal lab here, which means it's just a quiz on Moodle. Okay, so what do you have to do for this lab? Well, there's a pre-lab due on January 23rd. You have to complete the lab 2 activities. And then there's an informal lab report quiz due on the 1st. So you can see here, there's a manual, there's a pre-lab, and there's a little help video, and there's the informal lab report quiz and a question form. Okay, so those question forms are for you to put in any questions that you might have for your other fellow students, etc. Okay, now let me unhide this. Okay, so this one here is our first formal written, and it does not require the lab manual. Or sorry, that doesn't require the lab kit, my bad. So there is a pre-lab due. There is a quiz about formal labs because I want you to understand all of the things that go into a formal lab so you can get the most points. And then this formal written report is due on the 4th, okay? And you can see there's a link to the lab manual. There's some info about Logger Pro if you want to use that. There's some simulation data if you can't get the simulation to run. There's a pre-lab, formal write-up guidelines, a quiz about the formal write-up guidelines, and then that final report. So every lab kind of looks like this. It's either an informal report or a formal report. We only have one oral lab report, and that's lab 1. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. And again, you can contact me with any questions that you have. And just remember that you can always text me, but I may not get back to you till the next day if you're texting me late. And that's really all I need to tell you. So we'll see you in lab, or at least, see your work in lab. Make sure if you have questions to come to office hours or text me. Okay, good luck.